everybody. This is Betty Lou Bhakti Seaside Palai, and today I'm going to talk about drinking water. I'm doing a webinar next Thursday on hydration and how healthy it is to drink water. And I was doing a lot of research about healthy hydration, and I got lost this morning in the negative sinkhole of how toxic our water sources are becoming. So first I want to just read you a couple little weird things. They've been finding a lot of pharmaceutical drugs and substances in our drinking water after it's already been filtered. So this is some of the things that they found. 4 years ago, the Harvard Health Letter warned that the results of pharmaceutical pollutants are now showing in aquatic life. For example, estrogen and hormone-mimicking chemicals have been feminizing male fish. And you say, well, what do we care about male fish? Well, if it's feminizing male fish, what do you think it's doing to our men? There has been a reduction in sperm count due to all of the hormone-mimicking chemicals that are in our healthcare products. And those healthcare products like perfumes, colognes, lotions, they all end up in our water supply. So when they tested, there's a lot of these things in the water. In that Harvard study, for example, one man's hormone cream is like the excretions of 300 men. Did that make sense to you? It's very potent. So we're also dumping a ton of testosterone in our water supply. And the treatment centers aren't really equipped to deal with some of the chemicals that you can find in the water. The molecules are too small and they can't get them out. The biggest pollutant they found of our water is factory farms. They dump tons of toxic chemicals, toxic fertilizers, and they also, in the factory farms with all the meat, they're dumping all the excretions from the meat into the water table. So they're one of the biggest pollutants of our water is the factory farms. And then another problem that is poisoning our water is our aging aqua system. All the pipes are starting to age, and then some of the pipes were made with plastics that also harm our water and our health. I know, this is like getting into a big sinkhole of depression, how much there is toxic substances. Fluoride's bad, chlorine's bad, and that's all in our water, and we're drinking that. And if you followed any of my other broadcasts, I've talked about, for example, the microbiome. The chlorine in our water is destroying our own microbiome. So what can you do to get pure, clean, healthy water? Well, one of the things that we've done at our house is we've got like a whole house water filter, and we also have water filters at significant spots, like in the kitchen. And so that would make it double filtered, and we'll also put it into like a Brita, so I think it's like triple filtered. So that's one way to deal with polluted water coming out of your tap. You have to be careful about water filters, though, because there are certain kind of filters that barely filter anything, and then there are certain filters that filter too much. For example, like a reverse osmosis filter filters so well that you don't get the minerals and things you need to absorb the water into your cells, and then you actually start leaching minerals out of your bones. So they could be bad, and there's a simple fix for that. You could just add a little bit of sea salt or Himalayan salt into the water and to restore the minerals. Also, they have those like mineral packets that you could get at health food stores to restore it. Same with distilled water. Again, you have to be careful of drinking distilled water because they could do the same thing. And as far as the best water filters, I've been doing a lot of research the past few days on that, and I'm just going to have to get back with you on that because I haven't decided yet what is the exact best filter to get. Like I said, we're like triple filtering our drinking water at home. Another way to get good, healthy water is to drink well water. So if you have a friend that has well water, tap off their water. Now, the other day, I tried to do a broadcast from Healing Springs in South Carolina, and that's spring water. And spring water is the best water to get because it actually comes through the ground filled with the minerals your body needs to absorb the water. So if there is a spring in your area, take some bottles and get yourself some spring water. Now, a lot of people have chosen to use bottled water, and that's not a really good idea. For one, bottled water is putting out all kinds of plastics into our environment, causing a lot of pollution. The plastics of the bottled water you're drinking itself, also a lot of those bad chemicals could get into your water, especially if the water gets warm or the bottle gets warm. So drinking bottled water isn't the best choice. And then they did tests of a lot of bottled water, and they found some of the same bad substances that you can find in tap water, like arsenic and chlorine and fluoride and pharmaceuticals in the bottled water. So you're paying for water that isn't exactly pure or more pure than you're going to get out of your tap. In fact, they're almost saying now that you might as well just drink tap water if you're going to drink a lot of bottled water. It's just filtered tap water. So as far as bottled water goes, if you could get actual spring water in a glass bottle, they're very expensive. I've seen them at like Earth Fare and Whole Foods. Those are good. So you could drink that water. But considering you need to drink like 8-ounce glasses of water a day or more, that could get pretty pricey. So if you can find a spring, that's your biggest choice. If you have well water, that's the second best choice. And then the third choice is to filter your water. So that's how you could prevent yourself from drinking all the increasing pollutants that are found in our water. So I hope this has been helpful for you today. And if you have any health or fitness or wellness questions that you want to ask me, please send them to info@bettylou.me, info@BETTELOU.me. So thank you. It was nice talking to you today.